to You Can't See Us, and you won't be seeing John Cena either anymore in a WWE ring if he sticks to his guns. So that's right. We are, of course, talking about John Cena's last match and retirement tour as a whole. And we're going to be reviewing main event. And off the bat, to be perfectly honest, I watched it because I was awake. If I wasn't awake, I wouldn't have bothered. And I tell you what, I'm glad I watched it. It's just one of those special moments that had to be seen. And off the bat, we'll talk about the matches later. The package of the show, I thought, was really, really well done. It was a really nice put together show. People talking, giving off their messages of thanks or talking about John Cena. I thought was great. Some of the legends that popped up to the show were great. So you had like RVD, you had Kurt Angle, you had Mark Henry, you had Michelle McCall, which again, I don't know why she's there. Nobody wants her there. She's just there because of the Undertaker.
Yeah.
You had Eva Torres was there, which again, I don't know why she was there. They had that moment with the whole Zack Ryder thing. Trish Stratus was there. Elijah and a couple of others here and there. So it was nice, and it was, between the matches they had like these little vignettes, people talking to the camera, wishing their best to John Cena. I thought it was a nice touch. And we're going to get into it. So, before I give my honest opinions prior to talking about the thing, Mr. Cheetah, what are your thoughts on John Cena as a whole and whatever you watched from last night? Because I know you didn't watch the whole thing.
I mean, I just watched the highlights, but
Gary.
So my thoughts on John Cena is I hated him back in the 2010s, mid 2000s, because the company just shoved him down our throats. He always seemed like a pretty decent guy though, like with all the Make-A-Wish, and like he seemed like you didn't hear much. But now all of a sudden, some people are starting to come out saying that he's like a backstage bully, and I'm kind of like, oh. And I mean, apparently there have been some talks from times, but it's just kind of been subverted a little bit. But now that John Cena is not exactly like untouchable, I would say, like David Otunga is kind of the one who came out and said, listen, like the guy's a jerk. Like he was backstage, and it's like, oh, like, okay. And I mean, I get it. It's, in wrestling, like you get a lot of guys, you get a lot of testosterone, and it doesn't make it right. No, but I'm just saying, like, we've heard, like Booker T was saying, like, look, if you get bullied in the back, that's kind of on you. And not that I agree with that, but at the same time, because you need to have a safe working environment, but at the same time, like you got to stand up for yourself. So yeah, I'm kind of like, oh, there's a little bit more to John Cena. As I said, I've never liked him as a competitor. I always thought he was a good guy, but maybe not so much. Maybe things are going to start coming to light. I don't think he deserved to be 17-time champion. I'm sorry. They threw the strap on him whenever they could. And I just, he had the strap on more than at a gay pride parade, like, I mean, yeah. So that's what actually made me fall off of wrestling for a long time, because they just kept pushing Cena, kept pushing, kind of makes sense that CM Punk is really good friends with him, because CM Punk is also kind of a twat. So, I mean, like, those two kind of mesh well. I always thought that they weren't friends, but like, nah, it kind of makes sense now. Anyway, so yeah, not to hijack everything, but
no, that is, so yeah, off the bat, full honesty, I hate John Cena. I've never liked John Cena. I think he is the worst face the company has ever had, along with Randy Orton, because people forget they came up together, and they're both, so at least with Randy Orton, he had the kind of legend killer stuff and did have some good matches in his early years. John Cena, the only person to ever bring out anything good out of him was CM Punk. He epitomized absolutely everything I hated about Vince McMahon and what Vince McMahon wants in a top guy. I never bought into the nice guy bullshit, and that was confirmed to me when Wade Barrett left the WWE. Gary, if you want to join us, I'll spam the link.
You go ahead. Keep going. I'll do the link.
Okay, yeah. I've just he derailed so many careers to keep him at the top, and I don't just blame John Cena for that. I blame mainly Vince for that. Zack Ryder was, his. I'll never forget what they did to Zack Ryder. Wade Barrett, the whole Nexus thing. And then it turns out, it comes to revelations that Nexus wasn't Vince's idea to derail it. It was John Cena's idea. Because John Cena was a fucking diva, much like Randy Orton. He was a bully. It's coming more and more to light, even after Wade Barrett said it a decade ago when he was released from WWE or whenever he was released, that John Cena is just a piece of shit. Admittedly, they will also tell you he's gotten better, just like Randy Orton. Over the years, he improved, he calmed down, he actually became more supportive, started actually becoming a leader in the locker room and bettering himself, I think. But again, it all came too late. It was as his star was fading, as he was, slipping more and more into irrelevant, and as people were sick to the back teeth of him. He kept getting shoved in our faces. He kept derailing absolutely every fucking thing. Every time there was something good going on, there was just John Cena would latch onto that person and take away their spotlight. And so for me, it was always good riddance. I wish John Cena had fucked off a decade ago when the crowd turned on him. So I was happy to see the back of him. That being said, I thought Main Event was a great show. I thought the whole package was great. I thought we'll get into the last match as well. But the Main Event, again, WWE have had an abysmal 2025. Their shows have been absolute dog shit. AEW has smashed them in every sense of the word with their pay-per-view. So has TNA, and so has NXT, surprisingly, because it's the same bloody product. But the WWE main stuff has been garbage. Their pay-per-views, Evolution 2 was their best pay-per-view, and that was hastened together last minute. And that goes to show that they work better on a whim. In fact, WWE has always worked better on a whim than it has with its long plans, it seems. Look at Kofi Kingston, look at Daniel Bryan, look at Summer of Punk, look at all that kind of stuff. All that shit happened on a whim. Zack Ryder happened on a whim. Of course, they derailed it because they're assholes for the Zack Ryder thing. But what was I saying? I completely forgot. Anyway, that being said,
WWE works better on a whim than in long-term storytelling.
Yeah, that. Before I go more into it, hello, Poncho the Dingo. Welcome. Give us your thoughts on the John Cena retirement match if you watched it. Cheeto, your thoughts. And not Cheeto, Gaz, sorry. Your thoughts on John Cena as a person, wrestler, whatever.
Influential.
We'll have him, Poncho.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry. Influential. Like the amount of... So I'm just going to be inside baseball here, but the amount of trainee wrestlers that I've seen, that I train with, you say that John Cena is the reason that they got into the business is loads. Like all the female wrestlers, a lot of male wrestlers, you got to understand that that's the influence that man had. The problem is that I think you do make some good points. It's the environment that Vince McMahon created where he had wrestlers competed without each other, against each other, sorry. Whereas it should be more collaborative of how do we make each other better so we can all get the money. Because you got to remember, when you're champion or whatever, you get quite a lot of money, especially if you're the guy, selling merch and selling whatever, and being the main event and stuff like that, I bet your pay packet's pretty reasonable. I mean, it's not going to be mega because WWE doesn't pay that well, but even so, it's going to be better than somebody who's like, jerking the curtain in like the first match or whatever. So, but I do think that the guy, shouldered the burden well, did everything that he's supposed to, did all the make-a-wishes and all that sort of stuff. And, I thought he had more I thought he had some really good matches, like his match against Shawn Michaels on Raw, the match he had with AJ Styles, was it in Saudi Arabia? Yeah, Saudi Arabia. I thought his match.
I'll come to you in a minute, Cheetah.
No, I know. I got a rebuttal to that, but I'm going to let him finish.
All right. Okay. I thought his matches with, I thought he had when he started the feud with like his feud with Edge was pretty good. Like when they did the whole thing where he like was it like Randy Orton kicked his dad and stuff like that. I thought that was really good. The problem is that like they never let him repackage himself. He was always the same John Cena, and I think say what you want about Hulk Hogan, but Hulk Hogan repackaged himself, the whole Hollywood Hulk Hogan and stuff like that. And Randy Orton has had a couple of repackages. Now they might not be extreme, but he went from the Legend Killer to being the champion to stuff like that to the thing he is now, which is kind of like he's a legend in his own right. So he's kind of like, and I think he's having some of his best matches now. But I thought like John Cena did what he did, and also a lot of the big moments were because of him. Like him turning heel. I mean, to be honest, we'll get into the heel turn in a bit. I thought that heel turn was rubbish. Well, wasn't rubbish initially, but was rubbish what they did with it. But I thought he had two good matches with Rock at WrestleMania, and I thought, what, this guy is a legend. Whether we like him or not, he's a legend.
Fair enough. Cheeto, your rebuttal to whatever it was.
Just basically saying that John Cena. The only reason why those matches were good with John Cena was just because he was working with people that work good with anyone. Like John Cena is not that great. He's just. Especially in the ring, like that's my problem is that he's not that great in the ring. He just AJ Styles, Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, any of these guys, even Brock Lesnar, like even though I think he's generic as hell, works with anybody really well. And I really feel like that's really the only reason why those matches with John Cena were any good. I'm sorry, like the guy's bland as hell. He was the proto, like he was the proto Roman Reigns. You know what I mean? Like Roman Reigns is as generic as hell too. So it's like Roman Reigns fit perfectly to take over Cena's place because it's one generic thing after another.
Yeah.
And honest and truly, I mean, in the ring, Rock and Stone Cold were kind of the same way. Like if you look, like, yeah, was their promo work good? Yeah. But like Rock and Stone Cold were like generic in the ring, punches, kicks, DDT, people's elbow, rock bottom, stunner, like just nothing really that great. So don't get me wrong, there's a place in wrestling for that type of person, but don't give John Cena all the credit when it's like, no, like Kurt Angle carried him, Shawn Michaels carried him, even I would say Triple H carried John Cena more than the opposite, so anyway, that's my rebuttal to that.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, I mean, you guys bring up some good points. One of the things with Cena, like, I think Gary, the nail on the head was, I always say, like, again, I've always said this, in terms of when you look at the Mount Rushmore of people that carried a company with the top babyface of the company, Cena was the worst of the lot. In every sense of the word. Unmemorable promos, a shit heel run early on in his career, a shit heel turn at the end of his career that went absolutely nowhere. And I blame The Rock for that as well, because he was meant to have a feud with The Rock, and The Rock screwed everything up. So there is that, and they had to kind of pivot, and they did it badly. Instead of, see, how I would have done it is very, very fucking simple. You put in Orton, CM Punk, and one of the new guys, like Gunther or whoever, or one of the good guys, to kind of help there's that old rivalry is there, and help bring him to the end where he put somebody over at the end of it. But they did this kind of weird, like, best of tour. They did like the Brock Lesnar thing, which again, I didn't care for that. I don't know why Brock Lesnar was even in there. I don't know why Brock Lesnar's back. But the thing with, and I blame Vince for this because they never allowed John Cena to change his gimmick. They never allowed John Cena to be something else. At least with Roman Reigns, they're like, okay, fuck it. Here comes the Hilden, and the Tribal Chief run and all that was brilliant. They did a great job with that to a point, and it did. I think the climax to it was really good with Roman Reigns, but with John Cena, when the crowd started booing him, when CM Punk got the crowd to just finally just turn on John Cena, they should have turned him heel, but they didn't because both him and Vince didn't want to go that way. Mainly Vince McMahon didn't want it to be because it was, the merch seller and all this kind of stuff. Like, Vince is so myopically fucking stupid that you don't think people are going to buy heel John Cena merch? Are you fucking stupid? The greatest heel turn of all time was Hulk Hogan. Okay?
Think about the merch sales, like, of the NWO.
Yeah.
Yeah, he outsold every single flaming face that WCW had.
Exactly. It was the greatest heel turn of all time, and they should have done that with John Cena back in 2011, 2012, and it would have been the second best heel turn of all time. Got a nice little faction with Triple H and Orton and whoever else they wanted.
I think the Authority should have, instead of being with Seth Rollins, I mean, he could have been a part of it, but I think the Authority back in the mid 2000s should have been like Triple H, John Cena, Austin. I don't know if Austin Theory was around back then, but he kind of fits the. Okay, no. He kind of, but throw one or two newer guys in there, like even keep Seth Rollins in there, but and it doesn't have to be like the massive NWO thing. It could be just like 4 people. Get a female, so like get Ronda Rousey in there. Ronda Rousey would have been perfect in there as a heel, like in the Authority.
Or Charlotte back in her prime.
Oh yeah, Charlotte,
really great. But it would have been fantastic in that role. But that was the problem with Vince. Unfortunately, that's the problem now. But the problem with Vince was he had no vision. He didn't change much of anything. He just derailed everyone else that got over career. Like the fact that Daniel Bryan managed to break through is a bloody miracle. The fact that Kofi Kingston managed to break through is a bloody miracle.
Yeah, for like 5 months.
For just a few months, but they still, at least they did it, and I was so happy for Kofi Kingston. They just didn't do good with it.
Yeah, because didn't Brock Lesnar squash him? Like,
Yeah, they just squashed him in just 2 seconds. Yeah. Ridiculous, terrible.
Yeah, but I would say that the person we should be blaming is Vince McMahon for his shitty booking. It's not John Cena's fault. Like he was just like booked really strongly. Like the whole Super Cena thing got a little bit tiresome. I mean, I think the worst of it. I mean, if I was to speak negatively about him, the negatively thing about him is that the worst was it Survivor Series where he beat more or less the entire Nexus on his own?
He beat all of Nexus on his own. He's done another Survivor Series where he beat. They did it with Orton as well, where he just last person there and he beat everyone. I think it was just Orton. I can't remember, but anyway, but like him and Orton kind of run parallels. As like they both sucked. I've never liked them. I like Orton now. Because now, since he, I know this is a weird thing to say, but since he got with his current wife, completely changed. Seems less of a cunt, and he's just enjoying what he's doing, and it shows in the ring that he's enjoying himself. He's putting on better matches now in his later years. Although, to be fair, his earlier stuff was really good. But he's putting on better matches now in his later years, despite the fact that he's slowed down. He's carrying 1,001 bloody injuries and all of that. But John Cena, just the whole time, it was just like, fucking hell. I was so happy when he buggered off to Hollywood. I love John Cena, the actor. I think John Cena, the actor, is great. And like I say, he has changed as a person drastically from his early days as being a piece of shit. So I wish him the best in that regard. Now, Gary, did you watch main event?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so before we just break down the matches, there weren't many, so it's not going to be. We're not going to do like a play-by-play. What did you think of the show overall?
Pretty reasonably good. I thought it was a pretty good show. I mean, it highlighted a lot of up and coming talent. Like Leon Slater. Like, I mean, I don't know him, but like I know of him, and he's always been an amazing talent. Like, I think he's only like really young. I think he's only like 23, 22, something like
No,
that.
he's not even that.
You're talking about the X Division champion?
Yeah.
He's like 21. He won the belt when he was 20. So I think that was last year.
Yeah. But he's an amazing talent. He's up there like with like Will Ospreay and like AJ Styles. It's just a phenomenal performer. Joe Hendry, it's good to see him back on WWE TV, and and this is just my personal opinion. He should be on NXT. He should be on Raw or SmackDown. He has that kind of charisma. He has that kind of pull. People want to come and see him. People like him. He should be like the next big. We're going to put all our money and our our machine behind this guy, because everyone likes him. I mean, like, everyone likes him. He gets over. He's popular with the fans. He's got a really good gimmick. He can do the singing, so he can probably branch out to that and probably get you some more coverage. I mean, like, what's that like? So, that's him and Truth trained together for what it was. I mean, it wasn't even a match. It was just like a squash and bloody Miz, which I didn't like. But hey, we'll do what we can do. I thought Dragon Lee and AJ Styles was pretty good. I thought, to be honest, I could have done without the Cody Rhodes match, but hey, we'll take what we can take.
Cool. Yeah. So with the opening match, I thought it was a really good match. I thought they really made Obafemi look strong, which brings me on to my next point. That as long as WWE's racism sticks to one side, I know you could look at the women and be like, well, look at Jade or Cargill's doing really well, but like, they don't seem to give a shit about who's top of the pile at the women's. They'll go on a whim and whoever's booking that. But for the men's main roster, it's pastel as hell. So Obafemi, I think he looked really good in that match. He's an absolute fucking powerhouse. It was a good match, terrible finish. Didn't like the finish, just out of nowhere. Drew McIntyre comes in, and again, it's kind of helped to kind of make Obafemi look strong and show him like he's the future. And he is. Just quickly, he should move up out of NXT onto the main roster. Cheeto.
Actually, no, I just wanted to add on to that I thought that I saw a lot of that match, and Obafemi looks so good. And then I saw him on SmackDown, and I was like, oh shit, like this is like Ahmed Johnson if he had mic skills. Like it really is. No, actually, I kind of
he's a better worker than bloody Ahmed Johnson.
Huh?
He's a
better worker than Ahmed.
Yeah. Well, that too. But I mean, just like, he's got that big look. You know what I mean? I think honestly, this actually works, and I'm going to tell you why. So here's what happened. Like the storyline wise, this is what needs to happen at this point, because the way this finished, and then Obafemi getting in his face, and then shoving Drew McIntyre down. I think they need to put him in a get Cody and Drew out of their program. Forget it. It's over. Put Obafemi and Drew McIntyre in a program now, and have Drew McIntyre go, you know what? I'm going to drop the unsafe working environment if you bring Obafemi up to the main roster. I don't care. Vacate the NXT title, do whatever you got to do. Bring him up, put him in a program immediately with Drew McIntyre, and just be like, and have these two guys like, just because I think that would be a fantastic. So I'm willing to sacrifice the end of that match if we get them to, because I think they would be a very, very good program. Like, especially, and then they can shoot him to the moon from there. Like, honestly, don't let him just sit there for months. After Mania, have him win, like not at Mania, like have him have a good match with McIntyre at Mania or something like that, and then be like, your number one contender for the WWE title is Obafemi, like, and then all of a sudden, whoever wins at Mania now has to face Obafemi at Backlash. I think that would be, and they just need to put the belt on him, because they wait too long to put the belt on these people. They're too old by the time, like, look at Cody. Cody's 40.
Yeah.
So that's how I would book it. And I'm like, look, I get it. The ending was kind of meh, but I'm like, I honestly see where this can go, and I think and they won't go. If it's smart, they won't go this route. But
Yeah, I mean, I 100%, I love it. I absolutely fucking love that idea. And I was about to say on this that the problem with this current crop of WWE is, number one, they're relying too much on legacy characters, more so than before. And number two, they're taking too damn long to put their youngsters up there. Like, if it was me, I would take a bunch of 20-year-olds, not exactly 20, but people in their 20s, and get them up high on the roster. Austin Theory, Oba Fenway. I know he's not, he's in his 30s now, but oh fuck, it was the Montez Ford. People like that. These people are money. Get them up there. I'm not feeling Bron Breakker, but that doesn't mean I don't like Bron Breakker at the top, because I think he's great as a heel, as an aggressive bastard. There's Grayson Waller as well, who's just been wasted, and one of the best talkers in the roster, and he's been wasted. Like, there are so many. Ricky Starks in NXT, get him up to the main roster. Joe Hendry, 100%. I would skip through NXT straight, because he's in WWE now. They bought out the rest of his contract, so he's now officially in WWE. Get him out of there and get him in. He would absolutely be. I always say, your top guys for the main titles have to be at least 6 different people to keep a nice rotation going. You can't just have fucking Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns and CM Punk and all this. But to be fair, if you look at the current crop of people that can be champions, they've relegated Damian Priest, which annoys me. But you do have CM Punk, you do have Cody Rhodes in their 40s, you do have Roman Reigns approaching 40. People want LA Knight, he's in his 40s. But, you have your Seth Rollins. You need more in there. Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, they need to now start doing it, because all these people are reaching retirement age, and just get it up there. Get that next crop, new generation party.
Well, so, and that's what I'm saying is, like, like CM Punk, like, he's done. Like, why is he world champion right now? Like, they better put that strap on Bron Breakker. Like, that better be the reason why CM Punk has the belt right now, is because they're going to put the belt on. They want to put some legitimacy on Breakker and pinning CM Punk clean in January. Like, I'm sorry, like CM Punk, like, even like with Cena, it's like these guys should be here to elevate. They should be here to elevate the youngsters, not hold them down. Jey Uso, what the? I like the fact that Jey Uso won the Rumble, because it was somebody different. But when I realized the guy was 40, I'm like, what are we doing? Like,
oh, hey, Hosea, if you want to join us, dude, I can send you a link on. We're just kind of going with the flow here, so I'll send you a link in on Twitter.
On Twitter. Okay, while you're doing that, do you want me to did you guys okay? So just in regards to the other matches, I didn't see much of the Sol Ruka and Bailey match, but I heard it was really good. Sol Ruka is another one who just needs to come up to. SmackDown desperately needs female wrestlers. Like, they just needs female.
I don't think, Jose. Are you even on
Did he give up on Twitter?
I think he gave up on Twitter. If you want to send him,
it's in contributors already. D Jose.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But
it's in contributors.
But that's what I was saying about, like, the female. Like, that was the next point that I was going to make, is that Sol Ruka needs to come up. Like, I've seen her work in NXT, and she needs to come up to the main roster, because SmackDown is in dire need of women wrestlers. There are good women wrestlers. And like, look at the tag, but it's like they can't. It's almost like the MCU. Like, they need to, like, delegate some of these things, where it's like, because like right now it seems like only one thing can be good at a time in each division. One thing can be good on Raw, one thing can be good in the women's division, one thing can be good on SmackDown, but like not everything gets the focus that it deserves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like right now the women's singles divisions on both Raw and SmackDown are garbage. but the tag division is like really kicking ass between Raw and SmackDown. Like
I don't
right
know.
now,
I think Io Sky is one of the best female wrestlers out there. I think Rhea Ripley is obviously over. Bayley's
yeah, but
good.
they're all in tag teams right now, and which is fine. The tag division is really cooking on between Raw
I
and
agree with that.
SmackDown right now. But it's like now the singles belts suck. So it's like, and for a long time, the singles belts were cooking with the women's world title and women's WWE title. It's like, why can't we just have good things? Like, why can't why can only the tag division be good? Look at the tag division on SmackDown and Raw. The tag division on SmackDown was cooking, and then the Raw one was sucking. Now the Raw tag division's doing good, and now the SmackDown tag division sucks. Like, why can't we balance this so that these things just are good?
Yeah, they need to bring up more wrestlers. The roster, especially on SmackDown, SmackDown is struggling apparently, and so they need to just rush up. There's a great crop of people in NXT that they need to rush up and get into that main roster, both the women's division and the men's division. But that being said, yeah, I mean, Sol Ruka versus Bayley was probably, apart from the main event, the match of the night. I thought it was excellent. Sol Ruka is fantastic. Her and her tag partner, I forget her name. Is it Zaya? Zendaya?
I think it's Zaya or something like that.
Zahia.
Zahara.
Zia, that's it. Yeah, she's excellent. You know, you got Lara Valkyrie as well, who's great. Lara Valkyrie is great when she's doing grappling in the ring, not when she's trying to do fucking stupid high flying moves.
No, she needs to be the female Bret Hart.
Sorry, what?
She needs to be the female Bret Hart. She needs to just stick to grappling and submission.
Yeah, that's her strongest point. That's her best.
I know. I think she can pull that high flying stuff out once in a while.
Well,
yeah,
but that's
I don't want it. You know what? Too many fucking people do high flying stuff. I'm sick, tired of it. I just want, like, the best matches always like the ones that are technical masterclass. Like Will Ospreay could do an amazing high flying masterclass, but when he did his match with Daniel Bryan, oh my god, what a match! A technical masterclass on the mats rather than too much high flying pish. So yeah, there's too much of that. Less than that, because it's getting boring now.
Well, I agree with you.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, Sol Ruka Bayley was great. Bayley, you know, her contract's coming to an end. She's probably going to re-sign. I wouldn't if I was her. I would just do one last hurrah at AEW and like New Japan and all of that, and then go back to WWE, because she's going to be there for life. Because when the thing people might not know about Bayley is she's a backstage trainer. She trains the wrestlers a lot, and she also a producer for the women's division. So, and that's the other thing that I want to see for people like Bayley move into that area. People like her, people like Liv Morgan, who kind of have a creative flair, have a fun flair. Mariah May as well, when she retires, because she is a very creative person. I want to see them take over the creative. At the moment, it's run by Road Dogg, who's garbage, and I want to see Bayley move into that role, take over the women's division, let a woman run the division, because there are so many amazing people that could do it. So yeah, but that was a good match, good ending, the right finish as well. I thought, you know, it builds more character for Bayley's already like underlying frustrations, and yeah, it props up young talent. Then we had the tag match between AJ and all of the, you know, them lot. It was a good match. It was fun. It had some fun spots for some high flying moments. It had a massive botch by AJ. But before I get your thoughts on that, I thought the ending was correct as well, because AJ is on his retirement trajectory. You don't want him losing too many matches on his way out before he finally passes the torch to whoever that might be. And if that was me, I would put it on either Austin Theory or the kid he beat in the ring the other day. I keep forgetting his name. What's his name? Huh?
In
yesterday's match. Gary.
Hello?
Gary. Who was the guy? Who's the young lad from England that he
It's one of what's it? It's the tag team. What's the name now? I can't think which one it is. But yeah, I know who it is. Fuck, it's good.
Yeah. Anyway, what did you guys think of that match?
I thought it was really good. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't like the fact they're going to split up that tag team because I love that tag team. Is it Pretty Dangerous, the tag team? Sorry.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I love that tag team. So please don't split them up because I think they work really well as a tag team. But I understand that both guys are really good wrestlers, so maybe and as you were saying before, SmackDown is lacking for star power.
Yeah, it really is. Let me see here. So we had, so Javon Evans and Leon. Is it Leon Slater?
Yeah, Leon Slater. Yeah.
Yeah, Leon Slater.
Yeah, but one's TNA, the other one's NXT, right? Or are they both TNA? I can't remember.
No, they're both NXT.
No, they're both TNA.
No,
are they both TNA?
Yeah, because Leon Slater's the Impact champion.
Yeah. Leon Slater is
So my brain just doesn't function properly, man. I'm all over the bloody place. You're right. Yeah, they're both TNA. So, okay, maybe Austin Theory should take out AJ, pass the torch on to him. Then, if they're going to stick.
Well, I mean, as I said, if WWE had any brains, they'd sign Leon Slater like tomorrow.
If they had brains.
Yeah. Where's Jose? Is he joining us? What's he doing?
I don't know. He said he was.
So I mean, but here's my thing: is that the only reason why I don't agree with this match is that because you're showcasing TNA talent, and I don't have a problem with that, except you have a whole roster of NXT people that need to come up. This program should have been showcasing people that are imminently coming into the WWE and giving that's like the Obafemi thing. Like they should have had an official tag team, like a good NXT official. And I don't have a recommendation, but they should have had a good NXT official tag team that's like, hey, these guys are ready. These guys are ready to get on the main roster. And you're showcasing a TNA guy, which again, I like that they're showcasing sometimes the TNA people, but I want people that are actually going to be coming into the WWE like imminently.
Well, the thing is, again, you've got to understand with TNA is they have short contracts. So I'm pretty sure Leon Slater, of all people, is probably destined to end up at NXT anyway. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens with TNA because now they're on like the AMC channel. They're going to be on, as well. So let me add Jose. Mic check.
Yo, 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me?
You sound good.
Clear as fucking rain, mate. All right. So before we carry on, Jose, your thoughts on Cena, and then we'll start.
Well,
there.
It was time for him to go. Him tapping out, I could see why people are upset about it, but you got to look at
about the match.
Oh, okay. With Cena's whole career, it was time for him to go. I mean, he hadn't really been around since 2022 when you really stop to think about it. So it's kind of like this isn't really that big of a shocker to us that he retired. But for this generation, it's going to hurt, man, because they're going to lose Shinsuke Nakamura soon. They're going to lose AJ Styles soon. They're going to lose Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, CM Punk. All these guys are going to be retiring within like the next 5 to 10 years. And John Cena started the domino effect. But overall, as a career, I hated John Cena, the goody two-shoes character, but I understand why they had to make him the way that they did. I got tired of him winning all the time. I will still never forgive him for burying the Nexus. Fuck you, by the way, John Cena, for that.
We actually did talk about his backstage bullying a little bit.
Yeah, but overall, am I going to miss John Cena? Kind of, not really. But for this generation, they definitely will miss him.
Yeah, that's perfectly said. I mean, I won't miss. It's so rare that so many people miss John Cena. He was such a cornball. Like, he was cringe cornball. And what fucked me off about him is he had the inability to take anything serious. In the middle of his match, he'd pull off his goofy fucking faces, just pop up, kip up, ignore what was going on. And it's just like, fuck off. You don't take anything serious. And he just wasn't a wrestler. He was just a thing. That Vince loved. It was his little toy that looked the fucking part, and it was like Captain America. And
but it's like Captain America done bad.
Yeah, it was Captain America done bad. Like all of us here still sit there and fondly remember and would fondly have loved to see Stone Cold carry on and not retire. The Rock still be The Rock instead of the cringy cunt he's turned into. You know, we had a fantastic enjoyment of 30 years almost of The Undertaker. You know, there are some people that just you never want to see the back of, or you just would have liked to see more of. Like Stone Cold. Everyone would have liked to see more of. Like that guy's career was cut short. I didn't miss seeing Hogan in the ring to the point. The same with John Cena with me. Yeah, I mean, again, like with Hogan, like I never liked Hogan up until his heel turn.
Yeah, up until he formed the NWO, I fucking hated Hulk Hogan. But yeah. But
the thing with WWE, so back in that era, there was so many other people up and around there that you could just watch and enjoy. You had Macho Man, you had the British Bulldogs, you had the Hart Foundation, the Rockers, and then you had Shawn Michaels. Then you had like Diesel to an extent, but Jake the Snake, $1 Million Man. There were just so many, and that tag division back in the day was out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there were so many other people to enjoy rather than Hulk Hogan. These days, but during John Cena's run, they were so limited. They just did not care about the product enough where you wanted to see more of other people. I think it was just like a handful, like you CM Punks and things like that. Everything else just kept getting fucking derailed, and it was just always Cena and Orton.
And not to cut you off, but I remember you said something like back in the day, you needed 6 guys to rotate among like the world title, and they stopped doing that because it went from like 6 to 3. It went from like, okay, we're gonna have Mick Foley, The Rock, Ken Shamrock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Undertaker, and one other motherfucker, and we went from that to having Cena, Orton, and Triple H constantly rotate. You probably throw maybe Sheamus in there, but even he didn't really count because it was like he got the title, it was cool. But then he dropped it, and then he never got it back, and it was like, what the fuck is this?
I mean,
just when you thought you were going to do something new, you didn't.
Every couple years, the WWE likes to do that. They like to throw the belt on just some random, like Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryan. Like I think even CM Punk was a rando until they were like, oh shit, this is working.
Yeah, he's drawing money.
Like, yeah, and so I think every now and then they're like, oh, we're going to throw the belt on this rando. Even Drew McIntyre back in 2020. I think that was like, like I think they were thinking, yeah, we'll give him a little. And have they put the belt on him again since? No.
Like the world title, but he's lost it straight away.
Yeah, well, and that was the world title. I'm talking about the WWE title, the real.
Right? Yeah.
No, but you're right. Like, you know what I mean?
You could even throw Miz in there as a random.
Yeah. No, but again, these are randoms. But I've always said look. Again, when it comes to writing stories, when it comes to writing a show, you will always notice that there will be 6 or 7. It's usually 7 main characters. That allows you a higher dynamic of rotation. It allows you to splinter off characters to create more branches of storylines and keep things interesting and not keep things kind of monotonous and dull. Wrestling should always be like that as well. But again, my issue with wrestling is it's wrestling, but wrestling is a fucking opera. It's a ballet, but they don't respect that fact. They just think one main guy, that'll do, a couple of others sprinkled along the way, and just make it uninteresting. And the problem with that is when you have the main guy at the top, he has a fight with one person, and then the next person kind of comes into the scene, and then it's just like, If you have 6 people, you've got other shit going on with those people around and behind the scenes, all vying for that top spot, but all creating chaos and fun and making it interesting. And then if your main guy gets injured, what do you fucking do? There's somebody there to take the place. When John Cena gets injured, who was there to take his place? You know what I mean? There was always that. And that's the problem. Before I ramble on, Gary, you had to
I agree amazingly with you because, like, you look like in the Attitude Era or whatever, they'd had the title picture, but then they'd have the secondary feud, which would be sometimes it'd just be a personal story of this guy was trying to screw my girlfriend, or this guy stole something personal of me, or this guy did something to me and I want to cave his head in. Stuff that people could understand. It doesn't always have to be for a title. The title's a good way of elevating the guys you talked about, and I agree with you. I mean, there was times where like they put the titles on RVD and Edge and people like that, and the thing is, sometimes those people would screw themselves. Let's not always put the blame on Cena. Like RVD, if he'd gotten off the ganja, would be all right because he was a phenomenal athlete.
But just being a phenomenal athlete doesn't mean you're going to keep the title. I mean,
no, you gotta talk. I mean, it's going to be all about how you draw people in, and you got to put asses in seats. Van Dam could do it to an extent, but I don't think he would have been a long-term like world champion. Maybe for ECW, yeah, but for the WWE title, no, there's no way. Rob Van Dam was not meant to hold that thing longer than maybe SummerSlam, if that.
Yeah, but Edge was somebody that could carry a company. No problem. Edge had that oomph, but they didn't utilize it enough. In my opinion.
100% agree.
It always kept falling back to Orton and fucking Cena, and I forgot as well, Triple H.
Yep.
As well. But you couldn't get rid of them three. They were a cancer. And and they set themselves up here because they did the same with Roman Reigns.
Yep.
And they did it again with Cody Rhodes, your milquetoast, boring like babyface. And Cody Rhodes is such a brilliant heel that I don't like him as a babyface.
He's a heel in real life.
Cody Rhodes is not a heel in real life. Cody Rhodes is like
how can a guy who cured racism be a heel in real life?
Ended racism, Jose. How dare you?
It's
all
that fucking blonde.
You see that's happening politically.
It's that blonde hair, damn it. Ever since he dyed his hair
in 2020.
Ever since he dyed his hair blonde, he's been a heel in real life to me. He looks like a fucking rip-off Guile from Street Fighter.
I mean, he's going to be.
The bleach blonde hair is just a pathetic homage to his father when he doesn't.
But I don't know if you guys touched on this, but we have to talk about like the aftermath of like now that Cena's gone, what the fuck are they gonna do?
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Yeah. So I want to get your thoughts on the opening match with Cody Rhodes and Obafemi. And
Obafemi, I think Obafemi kind of sold a little bit too much in that match against Cody. I would have liked to have seen Obafemi be a little bit more dominant in that match because that guy's a future WWE champion. But it was a good match for what it was.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. Then we had Sol Ruka Bailey.
Sol Ruka is going to be a star because I think Bailey is going to be on her way out here pretty soon in like another maybe like 5-ish years or so, because I listened to the podcast that she had with The Undertaker. She's thinking about probably joining creative or maybe getting a producer role after she retires, which isn't too far off. But I thought it was a really good match.
Yep. And then we had the tag match with AJ Styles.
Oh, okay. AJ Lee. Xavier Woods on Twitter. It was one of those things when I still had my Twitter. He said that after AJ Lee won the tag team titles, he was like, AJ Lee are the new tag team champions. And I just cracked up. I think those dudes can go. I think I was glad to see NXT talent presented on the show. I forgive AJ Styles for the botch. I know people have gotten on him about that. But it's like, what are you going to do? I mean, AJ Styles ain't the AJ Styles he used to be. And I got to take that. I think when he does retire, he shouldn't retire in WWE. I think he should go to TNA and end his career there. But it was a hell of a match.
Yeah, fair enough.
I was just gonna say, Jose, you want to know what my scenario was for Obafemi? I'll do it really quick. I talked about it earlier on here, but what they need to do right now with Obafemi is I actually like the ending of that match, but what they need to do is they need to have Drew McIntyre get all pissy about it, go to the SmackDown GM and just be like, I want Obafemi on this program now, and then put them in a program till Mania. Yeah,
let him work, let him go, and for fuck's sake, WWE, stop making Drew look like a bitch. Like, this is one of the things I hate that they've done to him. They made him just look like a bitch ever since, like, he lost the world title and he's been jobbing.
Yeah, I want to know who he pissed off.
Yeah,
because
like,
he's quite literally the best bloody thing in WWE right now.
He's the best heel to go.
He's the best fucking thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he can talk. His work's really good. He's flaming you actually dislike him. He's flaming like you think he's kind of shooting with it.
He's like, Chris Jericho.
He's Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
By the way, that Mr. Masked Man who's going around someone, I think it is him. I think it's not. Jericho.
They're probably going to make it Chris Jericho, even though it really is Austin Theory. But they're probably going to say, "Oh, Chris Jericho's joining the Vision because he wants to come back as a heel," which I do not want. I'd rather Chris Jericho.
I don't want Chris Jericho. I was sick to the back teeth of him in AEW, and I don't care if he comes to WWE. I don't give a shit. I don't like him.
Put him in the Hall of Fame and let's call it.
It's sad because he was one of my favorites.
Yep.
But he'll still kind of go down as one of those. But since AEW, nobody can forgive him for that musical number he did with MJF. That was just horrible.
No. Yeah.
It's probably his merch. It really. Sorry, who are you talking about?
Cena.
John Cena. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Bill Mount Skills. Thank you for your contributions in the comments. I've got to say, you're bringing in the fire. Thank you. So then we had the Miz segment, which was my favorite segment of the night. I've got to say, I loved it. I think the Miz he just transcends wrestling. That he should have just been a comedy actor.
That's gonna be another one that's gonna suck when he retires.
Drew. Yeah, sorry.
When Miz goes, it's gonna be like fuck.
Is he presenting like Wheel of Fortune or something like that over in the States?
Yeah, he's doing a game show right now.
Yeah, he's doing a game show. So I'd love to see him just do that kind of thing. Because he's a great personality. He's that segment was really good for what it was. I'm glad they kind of shoehorned the Miz in there because of just it. What happened with the Miz was a shocking moment in wrestling, and I think it kind of warranted him being shoehorned in there. The stuff he was talking about beforehand was really good, and also because John Cena loves Joe Hendry, it was just an excuse more to get him in the picture. And of course, there's the R-Truth stuff there. And I thought it was great.
Well, I mean, like the Cena Miz story though goes way back. You know what I mean? Like, so it just makes sense that Cena, like Miz, should be on Cena's last show in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's at least they got him in there. If they hadn't have had him in there, I would have been pissed off. So he had to be involved, and again, it was showcasing more Joe Hendry and his popularity. And I really like that segment myself.
No, I agree. I actually think that segment was. Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know who had it. I think Cheeto had it.
No. I came to you. Your thoughts on that segment.
I thought it was a great segment. Joe Hendry is a tailor-made babyface. I cannot imagine him being a heel. Joe Hendry just seems like one of those naturally hearted good dudes. I love his parodies that he does, and I hope to see more of them. And I really hope that like Joe Hendry doesn't spend longer than maybe a year in TNA or in NXT before he goes to the main roster. But please don't let Joe Hendry get lost in the shuffle, because dude is he's one of those dudes that can work and is just a comedic genius and can just get the rise out of people.
If he flogs much, because I mean, again, Bill Mount's skills, he did hit the nail on the head. But Drew's probably his lack of merch sales, because don't forget, Uce became a world champion because he was the hottest selling merch.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Not that the Usos will go down as one of my favorite tag teams of all time. I loved how they worked together, but as solo acts, they're bloody awful. Like it's their fitness levels that let them down, and they don't have good singles wrestling skills as a whole. And I was disappointed because I'm always been a big fan of the Usos, but I'm still glad they got, at least one of them got to the top. I think it was kind of nicely done. It was a natural rise. I know people are like, what? But again, the yeet thing, the getting the crowd going, the merch sales, and it's like, it is true. Look, whether you like the person or not, if they're flogging merch, you've got to have them towards the top.
Yep.
That's starting to wane. He's gone back to a tag team now, and that's where he belongs. He had his moment at the top, didn't do well with it. Stick him back in the tag team. Let them elevate the tag team division again. Joe Henry, I'm pretty sure that guy's going to be selling some fucking merch. Stick his name on a guitar as well. Probably sell a guitar.
Yep.
If he flogs the merch, they're going to shove him straight up on that top roster. And for me, he'd be one of the 6.
I'd put him in that rotation of the 6.
Yeah, 100%. And so that was a good segment. Cheeto, your thoughts on that, and then Gaz, I'll come to you.
I think this segment was good. I like that they had, like, it wasn't all matches because, and as I said, it kind of showcased Joe Henry now that he is an NXT star. Because, like, if he was still in TNA, I would have been like, again, we're showcasing wrestlers that aren't technically under the WWE banner, but he is on NXT now. And yeah, I agree. He needs to come up top, and he needs to be right. Like, he needs to go in and be probably the mid-card champion right away.
Yeah.
Like, throw the US belt or the Intercontinental belt on him, like, right away. Yeah. And then just start building him to maybe like next year's WrestleMania or something like that for, a world title run, a Royal Rumble win, King of the Ring win, whatever you want to do. Could you imagine Joe Henry
King Henry? Yeah, that'd be dope.
King Henry. Perfect.
King
Henry.
Could you imagine the sunset he did?
Yeah. Fucking brilliant.
And to add to that, here's the thing too. This is what I wanted them to do with Elias, because damn it, this would have worked. If they would have had Elias tour with the United States title, singing about how he would have been the greatest U.S. champion of all time, that would have fucking worked. And with Joe Henry, you could have essentially accomplished the same thing. Like, have him go on tour with the title and have him sing with it and be like, yo, he does these kind of things, and it would have been fucking gold. But WWE's not going to listen to me. What do I know?
I agree. Almost as if you know what you're talking about. Gaz.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with what everyone else is saying. Like, I mean, Joe Henry's an amazing talent, and I said it before, and I'll say it again. He should not spend more than 3 months, if not 4, in NXT, and then he should get pushed up to the main roster. I mean, he had a match with Orton at WrestleMania. How much more up the card do you need to get?
Yeah. And again, just like John Cena, Randy Orton was the one that requested the match.
Yeah.
Like, they love this guy. They absolutely love this guy. And if he rots in NXT, then, I mean, I'm at that point now anyway where Triple H needs to fucking go. And whoever else is running the show at TKO, it needs to just step aside.
Bruce Pritchard, get the fuck out, please.
Get Bruce Pritchard the fuck out.
I don't understand what's happened, because Triple H started off pretty good, and now, like the past 2 years, it's just been garbage. Like, what happened?
It's because he used all of Vince's storylines, and that was the end of it. Like, after, I could pinpoint the exact moment when Cody won the title, that was the end of his peak, because it was like it's never been the same after that.
Yeah, how much TKO has played a role in that, I don't know. But then I think I can't put the blame on TKO, because there's been a lot of backlash against Road Dogg, because he's running SmackDown really badly as well, and Triple H because the whole product is badly. Bruce Pritchard, they need to sack him yesterday anyway.
Yep.
But Shawn Michaels is killing it in NXT. So I'm sorry.
Yep.
If it was me, I'm promoting Shawn Michaels to run the main 2 shows. I'm also bringing in Bayley to run the women's division, and I'm taking CM Punk to run NXT.
Yes, I'm getting.
Seth Rogen retires. Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
I'm putting him in there with Shawn Michaels to kind of run the main rosters.
Yes.
Collision, when CM Punk was running it, was the best show. It was phenomenal. And so that's how I would do it. It needs freshening up. Triple H has been there for too long. He did amazing with the Gold and Black NXT. It was the best fucking thing in wrestling when he was running it, until Vince sunk his claws into it. But he's lost his step. He needs to step down. He needs to go away. They need to freshen up the product.
And take Stephanie politics, unfortunately.
And take Stephanie McMahon with you, for the love of God. I know she's not there anymore, but take her with you. She's the reason that we're fucking stuck with all these Hollywood writers to begin with. That's another thing I would change. I'd get rid of these fucking Hollywood writers.
But the thing is, it's okay if you put a Hollywood writer in there, but they need to do a Hollywood writer that does a structure of a film, of a story, of a show. The problem is they're just writing bits and segments rather than building an entire story, and that's the problem. Like again,
Yes.
as I said earlier, I don't know if you're around for that, Bill, but I've said wrestling is an opera, it is a ballet, but it is not treated as such. It is a theatrical performance. It is not treated as such. It is treated just like a spectacle, like a gymnastics event, and that is wrong.
When South Park could,
Wrestling-
when South Park
Sorry.
could do it, when South Park could do it better, you know you have a fucking problem.
Exactly. It needs to be. It needs to. Everything needs to be one big fucking storyline, one big web network of storyline, like a soap opera. That's what wrestling needs to be, but done better. Obviously, not as corny. Like we don't want Randy Orton's long lost brother suddenly showing up. John Cena's it's his twin brother that's coming in, taking his place. We don't need that kind of thing. But you need to. The problem is that's the problem. But they're wrestlers. They're not story. They know wrestling, but they don't know how to convey a story in the same sense that a theater show or an opera would.
Well,
if they got that right, if all wrestling promotions got that right, my fucking god.
That's the thing. What WCW had really well is they knew how to tell stories in the ring, and to credit, that's how a lot of their wrestlers were brought up. They didn't get massive TV time to tell like these segmented stories. They told stories in the ring. Your Bret Harts, your Dusty Rhodes, your Ric Flairs, or even your Hulk Hogan's. They told stories in the ring, not in segments. And that's what I think they need to get back to, is less segments and more in-ring storytelling.
I disagree. I think promo segments are good to convey what the person is feeling.
I'm not saying get rid of them. I'm just saying do less of them.
No. I would say the segments you're talking about are the cringe ones. I'm talking about promos. I'm talking about proper promos in front of a wall, whatever, saying, "I'm pissed off at you because you just did this to me." Boom.
If you're gonna do a promo, you don't need these 20-minute promos. This is the thing going back to the Attitude Era. I've always hated the 20-minute promos ever since they started doing them. I've never been a fan of them. I'm like, if you could just compress it down from like 20 minutes to like 5, hit me with the points of tonight's show. Let's get it on. Let's get this, like, I'm better than you. You think you're better than me. Let's fucking go. Let's keep it simple. We don't need to overcomplicate it and convolute the fuck out of our storylines.
And that's why we need to go back to the Mean Gene Okerlund, Howard Finkel interviews.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I like it when they have the I don't remember the ring announcer.
Kathy Kelly.
Who?
Kathy Kelly,
whatever.
Yep.
I like it when she does interviews because they're like 5-minute things. Those are fine. But like when you have Paul Heyman and the Vision coming out, everybody's got to get their words in and blah blah blah. It's like, no, like that's too much. Like maybe have one of those if you have a 3-hour show, but like if you have a 2-hour show like Smack, no, you don't get that time.
But the problem is they're coming out, they're doing a promo that fits in to the current situation, and then when that blows over and it's done, it's over. It's not if you look at, say, again, if we look at a good example, a recently well done thing, in my opinion, was the Roman Reigns tribal chief thing. Look how long they drew that storyline out. Now, I preface this with the fact that wrestling fans do my fucking nutting because they're a bunch of ADHD rattled fuckwits who want a feud to last 1 or 2 months and then move on to the next one. No, you fucking idiots. That's not how you tell a good story. You can do it with some people, but when you're talking about the main event scene, when you're talking about the higher up thing, it needs to be a 2-year plan. And you think, what the fuck is that? But again, remember, when you have the 6 people that are in that rotation, it can culminate and ball over to something amazing. That's what they did with the Roman Reigns things. It came out and it almost got derailed, but they pulled it back, and it was an amazing end to what it was. And that's what wrestling needs to be. Ignore the dickhead marks on the internet that have no patience. Just tell the story. And I guarantee you, like we said with everything, when you take away the culture war bollocks from games and films and all that, if it's really good, people will follow it regardless of their opinions. They will be hooked. And they're not doing that at the moment. It's very reactionary. It's been very reactionary for years. And, you take the tribal chief thing away, everything else has just been like, moments and wasteful 20-minute promos that don't really fucking go anywhere. Gaz. Hello, Universal Solarium.
It's not only that, it's also the famous cost of the fucking thing. Like, I'm going on Wednesday to watch AEW in the Co-op Live for about, 40 quid, 50 quid? If I was to, if I was to do that for a WWE event in the same thing, that cost me about, 200? 300?
Well, guess how much tickets we're going for, by the way, because I don't know if you guys touched on this for last night's show.
Go on, tell me.
$11,000.
Mm-hmm.
See, and that's the difference.
Yep.
See, I'm going to watch AEW in famous stuff, and I'll put on good wrestling that I can actually enjoy.
Yep.
And WWE just makes wrestling that I want to think that bores the fucking fuck out of me.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, it's always the same people doing the same thing. It's Paul Heyman going every thing. Like what's his name, Bronson Reed, tsunami people. It's like do something different, for God's sake.
Exactly. It's just wank. No, it's wank. I'm sorry. So yeah, okay. We can move on to the last match. Finally, we can get to the main event.
Yep.
And off the bat, I'm going to say it was a fantastic match.
Yes.
Brilliant match. Yeah. Small caveat, but I thought it was fantastic. Gunther can make a fucking paraplegic look amazing in the ring. Do you guys remember like one of the best short moments in wrestling was the Royal Rumble? I think it was Cody won it, but it was Gunther and Cody that were the final two.
The final two, that was the best final two they ever had.
Best final two
Royal
ever
Rumble.
In a Royal Rumble. It was phenomenal. So Gunther, I personally find if it, I would have maybe done it with CM Punk and all that, but okay, even better that you're going to pass the torch on to a young person. So I love the fact that it was Gunther. I thought that was the right choice out of all the people that are out there. If they'd have done Austin Theory better, it would have been Austin Theory, kind of same vibes, but with a bit more arsehole to it in a good way. But they did it with Gunther. It was a fantastic match. The ending dragged on a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I got to say, the end was exactly why I fucking hate John Cena with a passion and why he doesn't take wrestling seriously. The way he tapped out.
He trolled. He totally trolled at the end.
He was so disrespectful to his opponent. He was disrespectful to wrestling, and he was disrespectful to the storytelling of wrestling. And then he just kips up like nothing had happened.
And his character. And his fucking character. This is the biggest gripe I have throughout the damn thing. For 20 years, he preached, never give up, never give up. What did you do? You gave up. You tapped out.
That's fine. But but that's a good story to say that never give up, never give up.
Yeah.
And then in the end, he gave up.
But the way he gave up, it was the way he gave up.
It was the way he gave up. Like that. And it's like,
he almost did it with a smile on his face.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, your guys' thoughts. Chico, I'll go to you.
Me?
Yeah. I mean, I've got your thoughts on the ending, but the match.
Yeah, the I haven't seen a lot of the match. As I said, I kind of watched the highlights, but like the ending was just like, that the tap out, I'm like, dude, pulling Austin Brett, like make him bleed, even make him pass out or something. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But like him just being like, look at that, time to clock out. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what the hell, man? I'm like, this is the exact reason why and it's like this is how he wanted to end it, and yet he's acting so disrespectful about it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Apparently he's the one who wanted to tap out to Gunther. But then I'm like, why are you not putting him over? This is not putting him over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, but this was a massive disrespect to the business.
Yeah,
the storytelling of wrestling. The way you tapped out, you did it in such a John Cena way. Like I said, he's a goofball. He never took anything serious. I'm not condemning his work ethic to say he never had a work ethic. It was second to none. But he never took wrestling serious to tell a good story because he's a fucking corn dog. Jose.
Yeah. Seeing that match, it was like, okay, another criticism I have with wrestling in general, people need to start selling a lot more because I'm tired of these people like no selling finishes. Why the fuck do we even have finishes if we're not going to sell them? I thought it was a really good match, but this was far from the best match of Cena's retirement run. I think the match with AJ and the match with Cody are the two best that he's had. But this was just all right for what it was. But yeah, Cena being disrespectful to the business pissed off so many fucking people that it's like, dude, you got to at least take this seriously. If you're going to tap out, you need to tap out and make it look like this shit fucking hurt instead of just smiling like a little 5-year-old.
Yeah.
But yeah, the finish kind of ruined it all for me. And then, to get to the aftermath, which I'm sure we'll get to. I've got more to say on that, but
yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Gaz, your thoughts on the match?
It was just okay.
I thought it was a pretty decent match for his last match. Gunther is one of the best wrestlers in the world. So that I agree with what you lot are saying about the end, though. When he was doing the guilty ass smiles and the guilty ass faces in the flaming choke, I'm like, the sleep is supposed to hurt. It's supposed to be like literally causing you to go to sleep, and you're literally there going. It's like, dude, like sell it. It's like literally like do it like you're framing like somebody's doing it and they're going to tear your head off. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, like, I understand that maybe he didn't want to tap out, but the thing is that, as Jose was just saying, just pass out then. It said you could have passed out and made good to look good, or you could have just like people like going around you, you just come to and you see everybody around you. That would have been a great moment. That people around you, you come to and you're just there going like, and you say goodbye. Boom. Like that's a better selling. There's also a better story because somebody just finally made Cena pass out. He didn't tap out. He passed out.
Yeah, great. Jose, so your thoughts on the aftermath then?
I hated it. I hated it. It was like, okay, so Cena wakes up, no sells it, shrugs it off, and then apparently I think they go off air. I don't know if this aired or not because I didn't catch it, but Punk and Cody come out and give them their titles, and he like poses with them. He doesn't even get to say goodbye. He just dips and he leaves. And it's like, okay, so after pretty much, let's just say 21 years for the sake of argument.
No, hang on. Let me cut you off there because in the UK we got to see the whole ending.
Oh, you did, huh?
Yes.
So what happened was basically is at the end of the match, Cena stood up, he did his bows, he thanked the crowd, then a whole load of other wrestlers came to the ring to kind of give him, his standing ovation. The legends that were in the corner came out, your Mark Henry's, Rob Van Dam, they all came out. They cheered, they applauded him. The crowd went crazy. Thank you, Cena. Thank you, Cena. Then CM Punk and Cody Rhodes get in the ring, give him the belts, give him one last hurrah to kind of lift the belts. Got a hug from Triple H. And afterwards, they played
I heard that Triple H getting booed was the best part.
He got booed to hell, which I don't agree with because it's Cena that deserves the boo for how he sold the end, not the ending. And then they had this wonderful final montage of John Cena's kind of life and career.
Oh, okay.
Which was it was actually, if you get a chance, go and watch it. Personally speaking, I think it was a fantastic end after the match. It was a great way to say goodbye to someone like John Cena. But I really fucking hate. This is where I hate wrestling fans because for some stupid reason they think John Cena should have won. That's not wrestling.
No.
Sting is the only person I can recall that won his retirement match. And to be fair, that's the best retirement match ever. I thought he had the best send-off. It's the one thing AEW has done flawlessly was Sting's run is one of his best runs of his career. He was, and the funny thing is, it's Tony Khan that booked him to never lose. Yep. Sting was always like, "No, what are you doing? I should be putting over the guys." He's like, "Don't worry about that,"
Yeah.
So Sting's the only one. Everyone else loses their final match. It's just how it goes. So how the crowd didn't get that just shows you how dumb they are. But anyway, so go watch that segment. It is actually really good. It should be on WWE.
Okay. I'll catch it because I don't think it aired on Peacock, so that's why I say it kind of sucked. I hated the way they did it.
Yeah,
it
you
was kind of
probably
like they cut it off.
It was really good. So go check that out. So sorry to cut you off. I just
oh, you're good.
So people don't, start jumping down your throat. What the fuck you want about? But Gaz, I'll go to you and then Cheeto.
I thought he was, typical retirement where everyone came around, give him applause, which they should do, and then he started taking off his gear, taking off his boots, which is always the sign that you're retiring, and he left it in the ring. And I thought that was really well done, and it was just really good to see. It's just really good to see, and as I said, it was kind of sad because, as I said, I know that you don't like the guy, but even so, he's been in the business for 20 years, and he was the business for a long time. He was a reason why a lot of people are fans now. Whether you like him or not, that is a reality. Whether we like it or not, that is the fact that he's over, and we probably won't see another John Cena again, and that's the problem.
No, that's the good thing. I don't want another John Cena. That's the thing. I want 6 John Cenas taking their part in the spotlight. But yeah, I mean, I as I said earlier, I don't think you were on the thing, but I said as far as retirements go, they should do this to everyone that's paid their dues. The way they did this, book it better. The road to retirement, book it better than they did with Cena. But if you're gonna do it, I think this is how everyone deserves to go out like this.
Yep.
Overall, I thought that was really again, yes, they could have booked it better and all that kind of stuff, but I thought that is so respectful that they allowed John Cena to do what he did, regardless of our personal thoughts on it, that run. And I think anyone that's been a servant for that long, Randy Orton needs to be given the same kind of send-off, maybe not as long, but people like that, people like Roman Reigns, people like all that kind of legendary, whether we like them or not. I think it's a very respectful way to send people off. Cheeto, your thoughts?
I mean, the post-show stuff that I saw was pretty good. I mean, you had your pack. I mean, WWE always does good, video packages and stuff like that.
Talking about tears here, not masturbation, Bill, right? Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, I mean, I think honestly, it was what it was. I do love somebody screaming. When he was putting his shoes in the middle of the ring and the armbands, somebody said, "Take off the jorts." I'd have lost it if he would have taken the jorts off and put them in the center of the ring. Because he even said in one of his interviews, he said, "You'll never see me in the ring with the with jorts, or I'm retiring the jorts."
Yep.
Good.
He should have left them in the ring. That would have been perfect send off. I don't care if you got on tighty whities under there. It's not like we haven't seen it before. We've seen Peacemaker,
that would have been a very Peacemaker thing for him to do too. It would have been funny.
Yeah.
So I thought it was good. I mean, the Triple H, I think they should boo Triple H because honestly,
they should boo him anyway, regardless.
Well,
I mean, they booed him because of the ending rather than just booing Triple H for booing him.
Well, they should. I mean, they should have just because his entire retirement run has been a joke, and I know that some of that has been because of The Rock and TKO and some of these. There's too many hands in the pots, but I feel like a lot of this stuff is just it lands on Triple H's head. You know what I mean? So he deserves to be booed. No, he deserves all the hate that he's getting.
He's the first person to put his face in front of everything and take the limelight and be like, "Look at me, look at me, look at me." Do that stupid point thing that he does, which I can't say much because I did the same thing. But so yeah, he should be taking the heat. If you want to put yourself at the forefront, you should take the heat, and he has to fuck off. So cool. So that was it then. Basically, we've an hour and 20 minutes, but
Yep. And now the dark days are ahead because now that Cena's gone, WWE's about to be in a world of shit unless they start really focusing on their future.
I think they're going to be just fine. I think honestly, with John Cena out of the way, with Roman Reigns scaling back his schedule, they we've been saying, Ginger's been saying about having 6 people at the top. They've got the talent. We earlier, I don't know if you were listening to Jose, but earlier when we were talking, they have got Obafemi, they have got some really good talent coming up that's been bred in NXT.
Yep.
They just need to pull the trigger. They need to stop like putting the belts on these old people and let these young guys just take the belt and run with it like they did with The Rock back in the 90s.
That's what I'm saying, because if you rely on those same people, and now you're relying on guys that are in their 40s, they're injury prone, they get hurt a lot, you've got to stop doing that. You got to get that rotation going again. We can't have 3 people at the top of the card. We need to have 6 people at the top of the card, because that way, in case somebody gets hurt, you've got the next guy ready to go. So Triple H, you need to take notes and look at how the Attitude Era worked and kind of get back to that formula.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, if you look at like the women's division, like at the moment, Jade Cargill is your champion. You've had Tiffany Stratton as your champion. You've had like Lara Valkyrie as like an intercontinental champion. You've had fucking Io Sky. Like, again, they have a good rotation of talent taking the belts in the women's division. Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, all this kind of stuff. But with the men's, it's fucking Cody Rhodes and it's Roman Reigns, and that's about it. And CM Punk now, and like, you know, it's needs to change. Bring up the young talent, build up that main card roster, and you'll never see a dark day if you do it right. So yeah, cool. All right then, guys. I think we can go ahead and end it there. Want to thank all of my co-hosts for joining me. It was a lovely chat. Good riddance to John Cena. He won't be missed. Don't let the door hit your ass on your way out. But do enjoy him in Hollywood. I'm loving his acting career. I think he's absolutely
especially you love him in Peacemaker.
Peacemaker sucks, man. James dick. So with that being said, thank you to everyone that commented as well. Bill Mad Skills, if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe to our channel. And if we know we have a lover of wrestling, we'll do more wrestling segments. And on that note, thank you. And you can't see us in. Oh dear, who's this that's just joined us? John is still want to be involved with WD. Sign of 5. Yeah, that's different. Yeah, that's different.
Plus, you know what? He should let's just have him be Triple H from now on. I'm sure his booking is great.
Yeah, more goofballs. Thanks, Bill. And on that note, you can't